Good afternoon, Night Nation. It is Wednesday, May the 3rd, and you are inside the Lair with Kirby, and I'm Blair after another long hiatus. But just this, Kirby, I love this show. I just never find the time to be on the show because you tape it with your great kids in 7th hour. But I'm here today. Tons to talk about, Kirby. And let's start with your baseball squad with a nice victory, a rebounding victory after a loss on Monday. Last night, you go down to Hayfield, a team who probably has been one of the most successful teams in the state over the last 2 years, and you get a nice, quick win over them.
Yeah, the Hayfield Vikings, state champs a couple years ago, state runners-up last year, and then started off 7-1 this year.
Yeah,
and we took it to them.
You did. There's no getting around that.
The bats came alive. We had 10 hits overall in 5 innings, scored 10 runs in the first inning, and Will Van Epps took the ball for us and struck out 13 of 18 batters. So just a really good performance overall by all of our hitters. Defense, we only had to make 2 plays, and we made them, and Will was great on the mound. You add all those things together, and you get a 15-0 win, Blair.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're playing that in sync, you're going to find success. And you got to tip your cap to your team because I know that loss on Monday at Maple River was very frustrating. Yeah. But the resiliency to come back yesterday or last evening and get that win and make it a team win too. It wasn't just one guy carrying you. It was a whole team effort.
For sure. And you mentioned Maple River. We were up 8-5 going into the last inning, and we let it slip away. We ended up losing 9-8 in 8 innings. But it was good to get back on track first inning. We talked on the bus ride when we got back to Kenyon from Maple River on Monday. Said this game stays in the bus.
Yep.
As soon as you walk off, all eyes on Hayfield. And Jaden Johnson clobbers a 2-run homer in the first inning. And then we put 15 guys up to the plate in that first inning. And it was just a really good offensive performance for us.
Well, good. Who do you got coming up?
Yeah, so we're sitting at 6-3. We're tied for second at the moment in the conference with a 4-1 record. We got Medford tomorrow night at home. Be another great day for a game with the good weather. And then we got 4 games next week, including doubleheader on Saturday. So actually 6 games next week. So it's going to come fast here.
Load management.
That's right.
Load management. All right. Well, keep up the good work with the baseball team. We got another team on the diamond, the softball team. They're doing pretty good this year. And Butch went out there and talked to Coach Anderson.
Hey, I'm here with the Knights varsity softball coach, Coach Anderson. You guys recently had climbed back to 500 with wins over Maple River and Hayfield. Tell us about those games.
Excellent. We've really been working hard on communicating, keeping our heads in the game, making sure that we're using all of our skills when we're up to bat, getting our hands in, moving our hips, doing all that kind of stuff. We had a lot of non-practice days because of weather and things like that, so we've only had 3 practices outside, so our time getting those things down in the dirt is a little bit more difficult this season.
Yeah, that probably explains the power surge that you guys have had with gap shots from multiple people and home runs from Alina Mendoza and Josie Flum. What are you practicing on to get this power?
Yep, well, we're really working on timing out the pitchers, watching their form, their wind-up, things like that, making sure that they are keying that up. They need to see what's coming at them and following the ball all the way to the catcher so that they can get there.
And what's up next for the Knights?
We are headed to Medford on Thursday for a big game over there. It'll be another tough one.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, I watched that game last night as the JV was playing, and I saw, I think it was Neve Aggressive, 3-2 count, bases loaded, tie game, bottom of the 7th with 2 outs, and draws a walk and ends up winning the game for them. And so they've climbed back to 500, and they've got some really strong hitters that are crushing the ball right now.
I was just reading the Kenyon Leader, and between Josie Flum and Mendoza, they're just hitting the tar out of the ball, and that's awesome. If you start playing small ball, get the bases juiced, and then start hitting the ball, you're going to be doing really well. So
I don't get to spend much time with my kids right now, but my daughter Lexi, she's really starting to get into softball.
That's awesome.
And she always wants to go back and watch and see how the Knights scored. So those girls are making an impact on my little daughter. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, not to be forgotten, the track team. They've had some meets. Weather has played havoc with them too. But we've got a little blurb from Coach Klein about the track team.
Hey, I'm here with Miss Klein, the track coach. You guys just had a meeting at Grand Meadow. How did that go?
Yeah, it went pretty well. We had a lot of people run some of their best times. We had a lot of girls that placed in the top 5. Haley Lynch was fourth in the 100. She ran her best time. She ran a 12 in the 12s, which is awesome for girls. Usually we don't have anyone run in the 12s, so that was really fun to see. She was second place in the 200, also running her best time in that. She was first in the 400 and second in the long jump. Holly Karlstrom was 5th in the 400. Kaylin Ryan, who is from Goodhue, was 5th place in the 800, and Mario Connor, who is also from Goodhue, was 3rd in the mile. Our 4x8 relay of girls got first. I think this is our 3rd time getting first this year, and that consists of Grace Nystuen, Kaylin Ryan, Anna Severson, and Mario Connor. And Evie Scheffler was also 4th in the pole vault. The boys, we had a couple people placed in the top 5. Logan Carroll was 5th in the 200 and 1st in the 300 hurdles, and he cut off 2 seconds off his best time, so that was really exciting to see. And Ryan LeCan was 2nd in the 2 mile, and that was his first time ever running that. And Mason Hansen was 4th in the long jump. Overall, the girls were 3rd out of 8, and the boys were 6th out of 8.
Pretty nice. What do you guys have coming up?
So on Tuesday, we have our true team, which is like our state. So like wrestling has individual and team state, track has the same thing. So this is like our state as a team on Tuesday in Triton. And then Saturday, after that, we have our conference meet.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
It's unbelievable how fast the season goes. They've got conference meet coming up. They've got their section meet coming up. And before you know it, school's going to be over.
I just pray for all of you spring sports that you have good weather from here on out, because you can't afford any more cancellations and postponements. It's tough. It's tough. So good luck to them. Good luck to all of our athletic teams. And we got a special event coming up on May 6th, Saturday.
Yep.
Not a game, but prom.
Yes, prom, baby. May
Prom.
6th. Starry Night is the theme.
Starry Night.
And Rainy Day is back with the prom forecast.
Thank you, Kirby. Hello, my name is Rainy Day, and I am here with your prom forecast. As you can see here, it is looking relatively nice on May 6th. However, the weather does indicate that there's a 25% chance you will trip on your walk through the Grand March. There's also a 67% chance that your parents will want a billion pictures of you and your date. It seems like a relatively nice day. Have fun at prom.
All right. Well, that's a good forecast. I mean, how can you go wrong? I don't know about you, Kerr. I'm sure you went to about 4 or 5 proms. I went to one. I went to my senior prom. Wasn't my thing, but I went. I had a good time. But I wish that someone would have given me some advice before the prom, right?
Yeah.
And so we've got Ben, who's going to give us top 10 ways to have fun at the prom. Take it away, Ben.
Well, there you got it.
I needed that. It's about 30 years short, but oh man, I could have used a lot of that because I walked into the prom and I went this way and my date went that way, and I think that was it. So yeah, lots going on tonight.
Big night.
The jazz band and the chamber choir performing outside. Good night for it.
For sure.
Yeah, and if you can get out there, get out there. It's going to be great. Noah had a chance to talk to the people running that, and we'll see what Noah found out.
Hey, so I'm here with Mrs. Larson, the band director for the KW band, and so could you tell us a little bit about that Nights 5 concert that's going on today?
Yeah, it's actually going on tomorrow.
Oh, it's going on.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, May 3rd, and we're going to be outside in the music garden at 7 o'clock, and it should be a pretty decent day, about 60 degrees and sunny skies, so hopefully people will come out and join us.
Yeah, and how does a student get into all that jazz band stuff?
Well, you know, it's really open to any high schooler who wants to play. You don't even have to play a standard jazz instrument like saxophone or trumpet, but I do open it up to several 8th graders by invitation only. Many of our high schoolers just are playing saxophone or trumpet or drums, and it's a natural fit. So.
And does jazz band offer extra credit?
Well, jazz band, in order, it's not extra credit, but you get extra points for lettering in band. So this year, I think I gave 30 extra points for towards lettering. So many students will letter earlier than other people in band. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, good night in the garden, I believe they call it.
The garden, yes, the garden.
Hey, before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out to Lydia Flotterud.
Yes.
Lydia Flotterud I saw earlier this week in the high winds at the Zimbrota Golf Course. Shoots a 43 and a 47, which I think was her personal best
90
in tough conditions. So hats off to Lydia.
I shot a 90 once.
In the first
and then I went to the 10th hole.
So keep up the good work, Lydia.
All right. Hey, today is May 3rd. Let's find out what happened today in history. Take it away.
Welcome to This Day in History. This is Connor Young. Today is May 3rd.
In 1494, Christopher Columbus discovered the island of Jamaica, which he named Santiago. In 1952, the Kentucky Derby, the most prestigious American horse race, was televised nationally in the U.S. for the first time. The winning horse was Hill Gale. In 1978, the Digital Equipment Corporation sends the world's first spam email. At 600 emails were sent out by a representative. In 1999, a F5 tornado that hit parts of OKC has highest wind speeds ever at 301 miles per hour, killing 45 people and injuring 665. In 1979, Margaret Thatcher was elected British Prime Minister, first female to be head of state in Europe, later had the nickname of the Iron Lady. I'm reading my book.
And that's This Day in History.
And that's This Day in History. Can I close?
Bet you didn't know all those facts.
I learn something new every day. Something new every day.
Hey, and you know what just happened. The NFL draft, one of your favorite
holidays. My favorite holiday.
Favorite holidays.
Yeah.
Usually go down to
I didn't go to Iowa this year. No, I did not.
But the recap of the Minnesota sports with Butch and Logan is back.
Welcome back to the Minnesota Sports Recap. We're back after a while of not doing it, and we're going to talk about the Vikings first.
Vikings originally had 5 draft picks, but with trade backs and all the trades that they did, they ended up with 7. Some notable picks were our first-round pick, wide receiver Jordan Addison out of USC, who complements Justin Jefferson really well, and hopefully could take some pressure off him so he could have another really big year. We also drafted Mekhi Blackman, who's a cornerback, Jay Ward, a defensive back, and Jaron Hall, a quarterback, who could hopefully maybe take over after Kirk Cousins this year. The Wild unfortunately ended their year this year as they could just not stop the powerful Dallas Stars offensive power play, and the Dallas Stars only held Kirill Kaprizov to 1 goal, and the Wild just could not get it together that series. And the Twins start the year 17-12, with Byron Buxton starting off cold for his standards. But recently, the last couple weeks, he has been crushing the ball and hit a 453-foot blast, leading the Twins to a 7-run inning and knocking out Royals starting pitcher Brady Singer after only 3 innings, and they scored 7 runs that inning. Joey Gallo has also been mashing the ball too. He has seven home runs early this year. And the Twins beat the Yankees in the season series for the first time since 2001, which I wasn't even alive then.
Minnesota Timberwolves played in the first round of the playoffs against the number 1 seeded Denver Nuggets led by Nikola Jokic, and they went down pretty quickly. They fought back 1 game, but then they ultimately just couldn't win it. So their season's over. And that's it for this week's Minnesota Sports Recap.
All right, thanks, boys. That's awesome. Always good to catch up on those sports things. Kirby, a lot going on. I know you just talked about at the top of the show how your team has got, 6 games in the next week?
Yep.
Crazy. Keep grinding, everybody. Have a safe prom. Make good decisions.
Oh,
and what else?
And May the 4th be with you.
Tomorrow, yeah, Star Wars Day. I don't get into that one.
May the 4th be with you.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later. Bye.